study,
and play
come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get
the best of both worlds.
Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
This episode is brought to you by Prime. What if you had one more chance with the one that got away?
Sam,
you came home.
Based on the best-selling novel from Carly Fortune. Every Year After follows childhood friends Sam and Percy as they reunite in the dreamy, nostalgic lakeside town of Barry's Bay.
Love can be hard to find. So if you're lucky enough to find that person, never let go.
A second chance at first love. Every Year After. Streaming June 10th, only on Prime.
When you need to build up your team to handle the growing chaos at work, use Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It gives your job post the boost it needs to be seen and helps reach people with the right skills, certifications, and more. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. That's Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Need a hiring hero? This is a job for Indeed Sponsored Jobs.
Lake Havasu, a small, picturesque town near the Arizona-California border, home to the original London Bridge and birthplace of Michael Biehn. But if you believe this movie's depiction, it's also home to perhaps the world's biggest open-air insane asylum. Who are we to dispute Hollywood? Pack up your RV and get ready to lose it. We're off to see if Highway to Havasu is not that bad. Welcome one and all to It's Not That Bad, the podcast that looks for A grades in B movies. Hello to all of our listeners in St. Andre, Quebec and around the world. How the heck are you guys doing? Okay, so before we get started here, need to introduce my lovely wife, Carrie. Carrie, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, but I do have a question. Did you research if we have any listeners out in Havasu?
I looked. We don't, unfortunately.
Well, that should change by the end of this episode. Here's hoping.
There are going to be some people sitting there going, wait, there's a movie about this? No. There actually is. Not necessarily about the people there, just about the town itself. So you brought this movie to the party. So
I did.
I'm going to let you kind of set up why you wanted so bad to talk about this film.
Well, my why, of course, is Ronathan, also Jonathan. Johnny Three Tears of Hollywood Undead is playing two characters in this movie. And, I mean, that alone is reason enough for me, I would say, but you know that I love a good road trip movie. I love a good summer slacker film. I love a good summer party. One Crazy Summer, one of my favorite movies growing up. I would put Highway to Havasu in line with actually the road trip movie with Tom Green and others. And there's so many, right? There's so many that I could name. There was
Euro Trip. There's Sex Trip.
There was that wrestling one too, where
Ready to Rumble.
Ready to Rumble. That was kind of a road trip.
That was not a road trip movie.
Okay, there was also the Star Wars type road trip movie.
Fanboys. Yes.
Fanboys. Yeah. Any quest, right? Anytime you get together, a bunch of friends, and they might borrow a parent's car, or in this case, steal a tour bus named Highway. More on that later. I freaking love the quest, right? It starts as a road trip. Oh, come on. White Castle,
Right. Harold and Kumar go to White Castle.
I mean, it's just so much fun, and all of the antics and, dare I say, substance use along the way that makes for a really fun adventure. And then in this case, when they finally arrive at their destination at Havasu, it's just one big friggin' party. And it is so similar. There's so many alignments to One Crazy Summer from this movie, and I'm just totally there for it. I'm always up for a good time, a good road trip, and just a fun film. And here we are.
Okay, I want to backtrack a little bit here to the very first part of what you were talking about there. You said, quote unquote, that you like a good road trip movie.
Yes.
Okay. The qualifier is there, right? A good road trip movie.
Yes.
Okay. Clearly, of the two of us, one of us is here for a good time and one of us is here under duress.
Can you guess which one?
Well, we're about to find out because we're going to take apparently one of Carrie's favorite road trip movies, Highway to Havasu, and trailerize it.
Young love can be tough, but when Dylan gets dumped by his girlfriend, there's only one thing he and his friends can do to remedy the situation. Commit Grand Theft Auto, illegally drive 1,000 miles to a small party town in Arizona that was featured on MTV Spring Break once in the 1990s. Alternate between sketchy strip clubs and sketchy boat rentals, and pray to Shabubaman that they get to see some mighty mams. Okay, that's a few things they can do. Will Dylan find love again? Will Maxie find out how to whistle while he works it? Will the hotel have enough Kleenex for Billy? And will someone put a leash and a bell on Captain Jack? He likes to wander. Hit the road for Highway to Havasu. Rated R for Ronathan's Boat Shack of Horrors.
I have to point out that I never thought I would have to write a sentence, pray to Shabubaman, because yeah, you have to watch this movie to get that. Whew.
And watch now, like views and requests for this movie are going to skyrocket. I mean, what year did this come out?
This came out in, I do believe it was 2016.
Wow.
So it's been a bit.
Okay, I would have lost a bet on that. I thought it was at least in, I don't know, this past decade.
Well, let's get into who is in this movie. The movie stars Ben Edlund, Andrew Frommer, Caleb Thomas, Lily Berlina, Kayla Compton, Drew Schaefer-Crookston, Julia Austin, Alex Hayek, Madison Bullock, Amber Getz, and Johnny Three Tears. It was written and directed by Jeff Janke. This is the only movie that he has actually directed, but he did actually direct the music video for Hollywood Undead's Been to Hell. The movie had a budget of $300,000. That stat taken from an article about this movie in the Havasu News, but no box office listed for this film. However, there are some accolades. At the 2016 Hollywood Reel Independent Film Festival, it won for Best Comedy Film and the People's Choice Award for Feature Film. But the reason why we are here, as always, are the critics. Now, over at Rotten Tomatoes, usually the indicator of what qualifies as a film for us, there is no official tomatometer because not enough people have actually reviewed it, but has a popcorn meter of 50%. At IMDb, sits at 3.7 stars out of 10 for a 37% score. The movie database, 39%. There's also no official Letterboxd score yet because not enough people have reviewed it there. But I like to put in the Letterboxd because I find that's a really good audience aggregate. So I sat and I counted and I did maths. Yeah, I did. So it actually works out by my math. Now, I didn't want to say that there's math on the test today, but according to me, there's math on the test today. Worked out to about a 1.5 out of 5-star rating for a 30% score, which kind of sits in line with everything else. The majority of the votes were at half a star, 0.5 stars. That was the majority of the Letterboxd ratings. But that puts our aggregate at 39%. So, Carrie, with a low score of a mathed by me, 30% from Letterboxd, and a high score of 50% popcorn meter Rotten Tomatoes, does this film fit within that range?
I respectfully disagree. I mean, I love this movie. I hold it high on my list of movies.
Like Snoop Dogg high?
Kind of a bit more like, I'm sure J3T was, had to have been. I mean, yeah. He played two roles in this, which were equally creepy, but they were fun. Oh my God. He looked like he was having fun. I'm sure, the outtakes proved that it was fun. Again, I'm a horrible person to ask because I love these kind of movies. And I think that it's lowly rated, but I can understand. I can step away from my particular broken fandom of the quintessential Carrie movie. And I can appreciate that maybe it's not everybody's cup of tea. Maybe not everybody's beer bong. I get.
If you got tea in your cup, gonna drink it up.
But I enjoyed it.
Okay.
This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Where is Daredevil?
I'm right here. Don't miss the return of Marvel Television's Daredevil Born Again.
So what's next?
I feel liberated.
We're gonna take this city back.
Over medicated.
In an all-new season, now streaming only on Disney+.
They're hunting us. It's time we started hunting them.
I can work with that.
This should be tons of fun.
Marvel Television's Daredevil Born Again, now streaming only on Disney+.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel, maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
Well, let's get into the breakdown of this movie. We're going to start with Ben Edlund, who plays Dylan. This is the guy who got dumped and then becomes almost the impetus for this road trip. Your thoughts on him?
Wasn't it great? I mean, these road trip movies are all they follow the same formula. Main character breaks up with their partner and they go on a road trip, a crazy summer vacation, right? Usually it's, usually after graduation when people are heading towards, higher learning. And that's usually when the high school couples break up, part ways. And there's usually that one wild summer before life gets real. And again, I'm not writing the book. These are kind of the formulaic points to the road trip, the summer road trip movie, the summer party. So the main character breaks up with his girl and...
Well, no, she breaks up with him.
Well, okay. There is a break up. Okay. And so, the slacker friend and let's put it out there, the nerdy friend. And this is, again, totally in line with road trip.
No. Let's paint this exactly what it is. The nerdy virgin.
Okay. There you go.
Also, nerdy virgin sounds like something you would order at a bar when you're the DD.
I wonder what that drink would
What would
mix.
be in a nerdy virgin?
A nerdy virgin would be like something kind of like a fruit, like a mocktail.
But with color. Like
a
blue, almost like a like a
red and blue sunset kind of.
Yeah, some kind of bluish
There'd
kind
be some
of.
grenadine in there.
Or would it be green? So you could say it's like Vulcan blood.
Ooh, okay. But you get the idea that, like, you know, group of friends go on a quest to party over the summer. And again, you have these like almost paint by number characters, you know, the nerdy virgin, the slacker who's brainstorming or spearheading this brilliant plot to, you know, have the most ultimate summer vacation. And then the forlorn, foreloved, you know, brokenhearted main character. And there you go.
Okay, before I get into Ben Edlund, I need to put this out there, okay? Because while you were talking, I looked up to see if there is actually a nerdy virgin drink.
And?
There isn't, but I found something that probably works. Apparently it's called the Nerdgasm Cran Apple Fizz.
Okay.
So apparently there are drinks like that. So
Cran apple, though, that would be like what? Like a red
2 parts
beverage?
sparkling apple cider and 1 part cranberry juice.
I can see that.
Right?
With what base? Like vodka?
No. This is remember, this is for the DD, the Nerdy Virgin. Right?
Oh,
There's
okay.
also something called the Mana Potion or the Alchemist Mana Potion. So brew a cup of butterfly pea flower tea and let it chill.
What?
Yeah. These are drinks. You know, it's got like lemon or lime juice or whatever. But the Nerdgasm, okay. Apple cider, sparkling apple cider and cranberry juice. Why not?
I can get behind that.
Right? Plus,
Okay.
you know, apparently the cranberry juice is also good for you. Okay. Apparently we're learning things. All right. So Ben Edlund, I think the biggest thing that you said earlier on is that this film follows the pattern of the road trip. And I think a lot of my notes on this film are going to draw comparisons to other similar road trip type films. And I get it. But Ben Edlund as Dylan, for me, kind of feels like the kind of character that you would have seen in like American Pie 2. And
I can see that.
That's not a bad thing. I will point out that the script does this guy no justice whatsoever. None at all. But if you're taking a look at something like the Saved by the Bell episodes where they go to work at like some summer party rental kind of thing, he's Zach Morris in this.
I'm going to argue, though, about the scripting because there was the scene later when he gets to Havasu and meets Sarah.
Yes.
The female character. And they have the most incredible, like, they stay up all night and look at the stars. And they have the most incredible dialogue or connection where, you know, Sarah's kind of like opening her heart and, you know, spilling her guts. And they just really what it comes down to is at the end of their conversation or the end of, you know, their night just spent staying up talking. It's like, well, it. Yeah. It. And that's really like almost kind of like the perfect, you know what? It happens, but here we are. Just it.
I'll give you that. And that scene alone is probably the most realistically dialogued scene for him. Now, and dear listeners, spoilers like a mofo. You have now been warned because I'm going to get into some things here. So there's the part where they meet up by accident, kind of like after the part. Like she's coming to apologize for not explaining that the guy that he thought was her boyfriend is actually her brother, which, hello, just open your mouth and say something. They have him reacting really quickly. And I get that maybe it's a little too soon because he found his ex-girl there at Lake Havasu with the dumbest DJ ever, DJ Tanner. Yeah, that's the character name. And yes, Full House. And yes, they lean into the reference. That's all I'm going to say about DJ Tanner. but they made him a little too quick to react, and I didn't like that for the character.
Okay, but again, he's just literally coming off of like having his heart broken and I guess the hopes that their relationship meant something. And furthermore, I don't get it, right? Like, why would she be so snuggly and almost so awkward when her brother shows up? Like, it was really, and then her friend, that really creepy guy that would like have the strangest lines. He was almost kind of like he had two personalities going and you didn't know which one was going to open their mouth next. Like,
that's the thing. They were writing side characters for the sake of like almost like shock comedy kind of thing. And yeah, the whole thing with the brother, like, no. Just no. At no point is the brother getting that, for lack of a better term, like cuddly and possessive of his sister. Like, I get that there's a backstory in there, and I'm not going to get too into the backstory, but it still doesn't. And the fact that they were like the next morning, like he was holding her like they were a couple. Like,
it was weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
Like, I get that, they're showing Lake Havasu for all its summer party weirdness, but that they wrote that scene so awkwardly. The only way I can describe it is so awkwardly Targaryen that you sit there and go, maybe I kind of side with Dylan on this, because they make it's like forced conflict the way they wrote all of that. But since you talked about her, let's talk about Kayla Compton as Sarah. Your thoughts?
I really liked her.
Yeah.
You know what? I thought that they make an adorable couple. And I mean, aside from like all she had to do to fix everything was to introduce the two of them.
Yeah.
Why she made it so awkward when her brother showed up, I don't know, but it could have been quite easily fixed with just, hey, I want you to meet my brother who's been away. Obviously, I don't know, what was he in, like a band or something?
No. So okay. So the whole story is that their parents were killed in some kind of like car accident. So she's very not just protective of him, but helped kind of raise him. So I get that there might be a weird dynamic between the two, but I mean, like it's almost like if Sarah has become the maternal figure for her brother, then we have the brother with a weird Oedipus complex, the way that he's kind of siding up to him. But also, why the heck isn't Dylan sitting beside Sarah at that campfire? Like, come on.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, aside from the creepy friends.
But there's the thing too. Like at points, creepy guy is like really, really creepy, and then like it's all cool. Why doesn't he just say, well, that's her brother? Right?
Yeah, it was almost like the entire group reacted when her brother showed up. Like, oh, it was that moment of you literally, and I'm sure that's where they were headed, that they wanted everybody to think, okay, the boyfriend is back in the picture, but why? It was so unnecessary. And I'll own that maybe that's, I don't know.
That's just bad scripting for the sake of conflict.
Yeah.
And, like Kayla Compton's really good in this. I agree with you. I like her. And again, going back to those Saved by the Bell episodes, where the Malibu episodes, she reminds me so much of Leah Remini back then. And it's like, you create this character, you introduce us to Sarah, and she's really likable. And I like that her and Dylan were just like, let's just have fun and let's just, take our chance. And then you make it awkward for the sake of awkward. Like, no, not everything has to be conflicty. Like, it would make sense if things are working well and all that. And if the only conflict is that he's got to go back to Bend, Oregon at the end of the day, and she's local to Lake Havasu. And it is, I looked it up. It is slightly under 1,000 miles distance from Bend, Oregon to Lake Havasu. So there's your conflict right there, right? Or even the idea of she's a local and she's used to these, tourists who come in during the summer for a party weekend, thinking they can just come in and like mac the local girls. Like, you didn't need to make it weird. Everything else can be weird. Leave Dylan to be like the normal meet cute. I don't know. Maybe I'm just thinking too much about Highway to Havasu, like a serious film, but still.
I think so. I think you are definitely trying to find like logic and I don't know, like.
But this goes back to the reason why people don't like Ghostbusters Answer the Call, is that you have 4 people all trying to be Peter Venkman funny, right? Someone's got to be the Egon with this and take it all seriously. Of the 3 guys in this, right? Billy's going to be crazy. Maxie's in a weird, wholesome, yet crazy situation. Let Dylan be normal. Create balance with the 3 and stop throwing forced conflict at us. Andrew Fromer, who played Billy, your thoughts?
Well, I was just going to say, it was almost kind of like they gave Billy the more grounded, he spent the most of the time in the hotel room when you kind of expected him being the, the planner of this trip, being the driving force, literally stealing Highway, the tour bus. And
that RV was sweet though.
I know. And, forging this plan forward so that they could go to party in Havasu. You kind of almost, and even like the scenes with him at the high school where he just kind of seemed like this lovable loser or this like incredible slacker kind of party dude. And yet by the time he gets there, he's probably the more, I don't know, normal. He literally just orders room service and, well, okay, maybe he's not completely normal.
No,
but
that is not a normal amount of Kleenex being used up and thrown around.
But he is definitely, he's not as much there to party. And
no, he's there to hopefully win the affections of Amber.
Yes.
The girl he wants to be with, who also happens to be the twin sister of Katie, the girl that dumped Dylan. So that's freaking awkward. But I mean, Andrew Fromer takes on the role that if this were ski school, he's Dean Cameron. If this is PCU, he's Jeremy Piven.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If this is Euro Trip, he's Cooper Harris. Right? He's played by Jacob Pitts. Right? This is the right guy with the wrong ideas. Right? He gets the funny one-liners. He gets to have the repeatable, quirky kind of, like, he gets the good comedy, right? And I love the almost, crazy in the moment kind of, it's almost like he's the coolest of the uncool, right? Because, I mean, Dylan, Billy, and Maxie as a trio don't necessarily come across as the cool kids. I don't know if I'd put them in the Lambdas on Revenge of the Nerds, but they're kind of cool in their own little clique, right? With Billy being the coolest of the 3, quote unquote. And the fact that he completely and utterly shuts down when he tries to talk to Amber or think about telling her how he feels about her is even funnier. So you've got the coolest guy in the uncool clique with zero confidence to do the thing. And then you got Dylan, who, it's a bit of a mopey clown at first, right? Understandably, I get it. He's going through some things, but he has the confidence to go out and, talk to Sarah. Well, Sarah kind of, throws a frisbee at him kind of thing, but still someone a little bit more confidence. And then of course you have Maxie, who is He's going to go through some things for sure. But yeah, I liked Billy as the goofy comedy guy in this. Like, I'll give credit where credit's due, you know?
He was fun. He really reminded me of, if we think back to Road Trip.
Yeah.
Right? He was the friend that was, again, masterminding this road trip, this plan to go and have, a party all summer.
Which, not a bad plan. Not a bad plan at all. Caleb Thomas, who played Maximus. Your thoughts?
Oh my God. Well, first of all, I couldn't get over, I was like, how old is this kid? I honestly thought he was like the younger brother. Like, I'm like, is he even old enough to have tattoos, let alone, go on this crazy adventure and, enter a strip club? And
which I'm pretty darn skippy. They're not legal age to go into that strip club, although that strip club is so out of the way that they'll take anybody.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm kind of treading the same turf here, right? Because it's one of those things where this film is very much of the road trip genre, which follows, like you said, the playbook of the road trip film. So if we're talking fanboys, this is Windows. Right?
Yeah.
The super geeky virgin who doesn't realize that he's actually maybe a bit of a catch and ends up with the cute girl at the end. Although we'll talk about Maxie's score a little bit later. But I mean, it's so geeky fun that I found it interesting, but also in a weird kind of way. You're sitting there going like, okay, these weird people from the strip club have adopted him and are now training him to raise him to lose it.
But I so loved where his like ultra crazy curly hair, he kind of wanted to be like Don's, slick it back.
Oh God.
And he showed up in the souped up sports car. First of all, like, did anyone go and pick up the car at the end when they boarded the highway? I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, there's a lot of things left behind.
And
it's.
Did the janitor ever get home? Did they leave him behind?
I would. Who even knew he was even there? But there's the other thing too. There's a lot of things that go on where you're like, well, how did you drive 1,000 miles, right? Which apparently if you drive that straight, that's like 18 hours, right? Did no one notice a rando person in the back of the RV?
Well, he wasn't hiding in the bathroom because in the bathroom was
the sex doll.
Yeah.
These are the movies that we watch for your pleasure, dear listeners. All right. Bear with me here because I'm going to have to screw up my voice for a second. All right. Drew Schaefer Crookston, who plays Dons. Your thought on Dons with an S.
Dons.
With an S.
With an S.
How awkward is this guy? Like, I'll give this movie credit. You have a lot of characters here, a lot of actors who I'm not familiar. Actually, I didn't know anyone. The only person I knew in this movie was J3T, Johnny Three Tears. That's about it. So this guy comes in. Let me explain. They go to the strip club. The strip club is called Beware of Tits. And it's a non-topless strip bar. Bottoms are off. Tops have to stay on. And he's just the most... It's so forced and so in your face and so blatant and so cheesy that you can't help but have a good chuckle at it. Like, it's over the top for over the top's sake. And then of course when he becomes like, Maxie's mentor with the thrust, like, okay, it's getting awkward here.
Was he not channeling Don Johnson though? He had like the Miami Vice t-shirt and the white jacket with the sleeves rolled up. That's why he's
and no pants.
Don's, right? Like,
I mean, I don't know if that was the aim for it, and if that was the aim. Okay, but why make him sound like he smoked 17 packs before every take?
because it was funny.
I feel bad for Drew Schaefer Crookston's voice after every take, because you know he's probably sitting there going, "I need some water," like real fast.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just so kind of out there, right? Like,
well, at one point, did you see where his voice slipped and he was actually talking in his real voice, and then he went back to his persona, I guess? It was so funny.
It's just so, this movie is subtle like a sledgehammer.
Yes.
It really is. Like, don't be looking for, if you're watching Highway to Havasu and you're expecting nuance or subtlety or really anything of the like, you're not going to get it out of this film. Dawn's is a perfect example of that. But since we're talking about Dawn's and we're talking about becoming the mentor to Maxie, we have to talk about Julie Austin, who plays Mindy, the pink spectacle wearing future love of Maximus.
I thought she was adorable, wasn't she? She was like the perfect, I don't know, she almost reminded me of like Tori Spelling from 90210, like that character of like just so super sweet and cute and adorable, and you just want to like hug her because she's just so cute.
See, I was thinking more along the lines of, if you remember Wayne's World 2, when they go to the permits office to get the permits to put on Wayne stock, and there's like the blonde with the glasses, and she's basically like female Garth. That was the initial thought that I had when we met Mindy. But I mean, she's so clumsy and geeky and all that at the same time. Like, this is kind of like the weirdest meet cute, but yet it kind of works. Even though she does come across as a little horny. Okay, a lot horny. I mean, I don't know if Maxie is, reeking of pheromones or whatever, but it was almost sweet in a way. In a weird, really weird kind of way.
Well, I thought it was adorable at the strip club when they first met. She just kind of like gravitated towards Maxie, and, it's almost kind of like she claimed him. Like, you're mine. Come on over here and dance with me. Or
apparently tribe finds tribe, because they were kind of like two peas in a pod, right? Both ready for love, but also just weirdly adorably geeky. I kind of liked it. Lily Berlina, who played both Katie, Dylan's ex, and Amber, the object of Billy's affection. Your thoughts on her?
My God, what a complete, turnabout of character. I could not stand her as the ex-girlfriend, and she played it well because that's exactly how she was supposed to be. Like,
yep.
Like, she would, pull this almost, child fit, like a, I don't know, tantruming toddler if she didn't get her way.
Perfectly annoying, yes.
Totally. And yet I thought she was absolutely just so fun. And, you're really rooting for her to hook up with Billy, right?
I wasn't,
as Amber.
though.
No?
And hear me out on this.
Why?
Okay? First of all, I completely agree with you that she nailed the role of Katie. I do, right? You want Katie to be absolutely annoying. And even there was a line near the end of the film from Amber who said, I was getting tired of her. Well, yeah, exactly. It's kind of a funny little line because she's playing the same character, right? But the thing is, when Billy's doing his absolute best to try to impress Amber and to, talk to her, and he's really awkward, and of course she lets it go by. But then in rolls in, and I can't believe this character's name, Hashtag.
Yeah.
Because no other douchier name could exist in this film. Douchier than DJ Tanner. Hashtag. But yet Amber doesn't stick up for Billy. It's almost like she's looking like she's pitying him. And it's not like she goes off and makes out with Hashtag, thank God. But I wanted Amber to be a little bit more sympathetic to Billy.
And that's the strange thing, is that the friend, the brunette,
Michelle, okay.
Michelle was totally like, okay, we've got to get rid of this guy because he's just friggin' annoying.
I so wanted Billy to hook up with Michelle.
Ooh. See, I didn't see that coming, but you could tell that Michelle wanted, I mean, I think she knew what was going on, right?
Okay.
Like even from the class when they were dissecting the frog.
Please come, Billy. Please come, Billy. Please come, Billy. Say that again.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. So Madison Bullock, who plays Michelle, they wrote her a little bit spacey and all that, but like in a weird, goofy, sweet kind of way. I so wanted Billy and Michelle to kind of find each other. Like part of me is almost like, okay, so it's weird that Billy is trying to go after Katie's, his best friend's ex's twin sister. That's a little awkward.
Okay, but she was completely opposite from Katie.
Amber was completely opposite, yes. And Dylan was totally, like pushing Billy to tell Amber how he felt. But there was just something so genuinely nice about Michelle that I'm just like, Billy, and he could talk to Michelle, right? He was cracking jokes with Michelle. The fact that, Michelle had the nickname Biology Billy for him, there was just something so, and going back to Eurotrip, right? Like this is when you've got Michelle Trachtenberg's character in Eurotrip, how she was kind of like the geeky girl and all that, and then like they get to like the beach and she gets into her bikini and then everyone's like, right? Rest in peace, Michelle Trachtenberg. But I mean, there was something so genuinely sweet about Michelle that made me want Billy and her to be together. Maybe I just want like the nice girl to get with the guy, even though she was a little spacey and a few carrots short of a bushel. I get it, but there was something nice about the way she was with Billy.
I agree. I mean, that definitely could have been a plot turn.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have seen it coming really because Billy was so all about Amber, but yeah, it could have worked.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just rooting for the oddball here. But I really, really like what Madison Bullock did with Michelle's character.
You may think you know McDonald's drinks, but you don't know them like this. From fruity refreshers like the Strawberry Watermelon Refresher and the Mango Pineapple Refresher with popping boba, to crafted sodas like the Sprite Berry Blast with berry-flavored Sprite topped with cold foam. Who knew ice-cold drinks could be so fire? 6 all-new drinks are here. Try them all, now at McDonald's. Refreshers contain caffeine.
If you've ever blasted synth beats from your boombox or burned CDs for your besties, this one's for you. As people get older, much like their music tastes, their health needs change. AG1 is the simple daily health drink designed to deliver over 75 essential daily nutrients and pre- and probiotics to support energy, digestion, and mood, so you can make the most out of every decade and dance break. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
This episode is brought to you by Truly Hard Seltzer. We're always in touch, but nothing beats actually being together. This summer, grab a Truly Hard Seltzer. Light, bubbly, fruity, and make your dreams come truly. Truly is the official hard seltzer of U.S. Soccer. Visit trulyhardseltzer.com/locations to find Truly near you. Hard Seltzer Beverage Company, LLC. Boston, Massachusetts. Hard Seltzer. 5% alcohol by volume. Please drink responsibly. 21 plus only.
A couple of smaller characters here to talk about, but definitely need to be talked about. First things first. In the absolutely awkward category, we have Amber Getz as Miss Tilf, the blonde, haughty teacher that was really all over Dylan the minute that she found out that Katie had dumped him. How is this allowed in any school?
Oh, I guess
making out with the gym teacher in the hallways, and like right off the bat, this movie puts it on Front Street that we don't deal in subtlety here.
Yeah, and I think it kind of like it worked for this type of movie. It definitely wouldn't fly in, let's say, an American Pie or really any other high school
film. Yeah.
Film. But you know what? There was just something so completely, I mean, let's be honest, Billy's antics in the science class too. Like, could you imagine? He'd be sent to the principal's office right away.
He was fingering the dissection frog.
Yeah. I didn't want to put it out there, but
he did.
Yeah, he did.
These are the things we talk about on this podcast, and I feel sorry for the AI learning program that is learning from our podcast. Whew, you ever wonder how Cyberdyne is created? Because of the movies we talk about. But the thing is, Miss Tilf is such a weird character that you almost expect her to be in a movie more like a parody movie, like not another teen movie.
Okay, here's where they failed. I think she should have spent her summer working for Dawn's. Yep. I think that would be like the perfect turnabout. Like, oh my God.
Or at least have a scene where she passes by Dawn's and Dawn's waves to her, right? Because that would be the perfect kind of character. All right, we need to talk about this guy because I'm still shaking my damn head at this one here. Alex Hayek, who plays Captain Jack. So this is this guy who is completely randomly showing up freaking everywhere in this film, at Sarah's parties, at the Lake Havasu main party. What the is this role?
He's Captain Jack. He's the equal to Tom Green in the road trip movie.
More like Tom Green at a Freddy Got Fingered.
Yeah.
Because like I it's almost like they took the character when they were scripting this film. And they're like, we need an oddball character. We need someone out there who's just going to do weird, unpredictable things. So let's take this character and metaphorically smash it over the head 13 times and then put it out there. Because there is no rhyme, reason, intelligence, or purpose. There's no raison d'etre for Captain Jack to exist. Like,
except for a laugh. He was good for a laugh.
Was he, though?
Yeah, I laughed.
It's the most forced character in this entire thing, right? Because there's a reason why I basically at the beginning of the show called this like an open air insane asylum, because they are the dumbest dumb characters that ever dumbed. Between Captain Jack, DJ Tanner, and Hashtag and Don's, like, these characters are written almost like, imagine people get really face drunk or stoned and they start writing a script. This is where you get a character like Captain Jack. It's dumb stupid for dumb stupid's sake. You could have plucked Captain Jack out of this film and it would not have changed a thing. It might have even made it better. I cannot get behind Captain Jack because why?
I'm going to disagree because I feel like, and I know that you haven't seen yet One Crazy Summer.
No, I have not.
But to me, he's kind of like the Bobcat Goldthwait character. Totally there for laughs. And again, if I were to parallel, and I know that when I do this to you again, and we watch One Crazy Summer, you're going to find that he was written kind of, again, to pay homage to Bobcat. Very similar.
All right. One last guy. Let me clarify here. One guy, two roles. Johnny Three Tears as Ronathan and Jonathan.
I just have to backtrack. You're not going to talk about the Ice Cream Steve with the Officer Manual?
Nope.
He's very much in line with Captain Jack.
There are so many dumb characters in this movie that I cannot keep track of all of them.
Okay, but Ice Cream Steve.
No.
No.
But Johnny Three Tears as Ronathan. Jonathan, that road I'll go down. Your thoughts?
See, I thought it was absolutely perfect. It was a perfectly written role for J3T because he kind of has that like menacing presence. And when he came out of the tow truck and just scared the out of the three kids, like honestly, he was menacing and he played it so well as Ronathan. And so for the guys to get Highway back off of this tow truck, off of this like heavy tow, what they had to like wash the truck in their skivvies, like
just for the
while
record,
he watched.
Everyone in this movie is a freaking perv. But go on.
Yeah, but it was
Jonathan the tow truck guy, and then Uncle Ronathan's boat rentals.
Oh, I had them. Okay, I had them flip.
But the thing is, it's the same freaking creep.
Yeah. One has a tow truck though.
One has a tow truck.
And one has a boat.
And neither like that. There's the thing, right? I think it would have been interesting had you played, had he played them differently.
One has an eye patch. And overalls.
That is like taking the same toy and painting it a different color and selling it for the same price. Looking at you, Transformers, with your Starscream, Skywarp, and Thundercracker. And it's the same damn toy, just one's white and one's blue and one's black, and I want them all. But anyways.
It's like the Dana Carvey sketch about toys.
Yep.
With the finger bent and with the finger extended. And I need to have them all.
That's right.
But this one's different. Yeah.
Every time I click, it's $9.99 for you. Oh my God. Dana Carvey's stand-up is so freaking good. Again, with Johnny Three Tears in here, like I like the tie-in because of course it is, the director of one of the music videos. And Miss Tilf was actually in that same music video. I like that he's there. The Hollywood Undead's music is all through this soundtrack and all that.
Yes.
And I know that's a selling point for you. And by the way, if you do follow our music podcast, There Can Only Be One, we just finished going through the Hollywood Undead discography. So go listen to us talk wonderful things about Hollywood Undead over there. Here, again, one or the other character would have been fine, but because they both were kind of played the same way, nah.
I liked it. I was totally. It was good. I was a fan.
It was good once. Okay, so throughout this episode, we've kind of been drawing a lot of parallels to a lot of different road trip movies. Road Trip, Euro Trip, American Pie, stuff like that, like Fanboys, you name it. So I'm going to ask you, is this film still on its own original, or does one of the reasons that the critic scores and the ratings kind of get brought down is that it's a little too formulaic and unoriginal?
I really believe, as much as I say that they followed the formula of the quest for the crazy summer party, road trip vacation after high school, whatever, right? But this movie is just so out there It is so, I don't know, it's a bit edgier, a bit hipper, I think, than, I don't know, let's say Road Trip was, or even One Crazy Summer. It's more, I don't know. I mean, the substance use, the just the wild party scenes, which it was so funny because they keep flipping almost to, you know, it's a party, everyone's kind of having fun and doing their thing and ingesting whatever it is of their choice, their drug of choice. But then they flip to like what looks almost kind of like, I don't know, like a disco party. Like, and they did it twice.
Mm-hmm.
They did it twice randomly.
In the bat room, yeah.
Yeah, and it was just so like out of place and so weird. The first time, okay, you can kind of get behind it. This is kind of their, you know, little, I don't know, hallucination, or this is like, it was almost kind of like the 70s show when they show like they're kind of in that zone and they kind of, I don't know, have like a party in their head, right? But then they did it again. They go from the beach party back to the Bat Cave, and it's like, what? How did we get here? Where are we now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, what was the question?
I think my biggest complaint with this film, and you might agree with me on this one. So this film is about an hour and 50 minutes long. Like, it's long for a road trip film. I found it dragged at times.
Okay, but it also had a really good attempt at storylines. And each one of the guys and their potential relationships, or, you know, to establish like their hookups, right? Those, each story took time.
Okay, but some of the gags went on a little too long, right? Like the whole montage of Billy wandering aimlessly in his bathrobe, all despondent and distraught and downtrodden. That could have been trimmed down a bit, right? You even yourself said it. They went back to the weird Dawn's dance party like twice. You didn't need to do it twice. We got the point the first time.
See, I'll agree. I actually feel like Maxie's angle was a bit long.
Yeah.
The whole scene on the boat and where Dawn's is trying to like teach him to be a man. Wow, I can't even do that raspy voice, but you get the idea.
Save your voice. But that's the thing. Like, you take a look at the American Pie films, right? And you do have 4 different storylines going on. But at least in those films, I feel like each of those storylines were well timed out. Like the movie didn't feel like it was lagging at all. Here, and even with Fanboys, right? You pretty much had 3 consecutive storylines going on. You know, get the guy to Skywalker Ranch in order to be able to get him to see the Phantom Menace. You had the Windows love story. And you had freaking Muggle guys. Yeah, I called him a Muggle guy because, you know.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I did. I went there, Dan Fogler. But yeah, like his whole like go up against the Star Trek guys. Those were the 3 storylines. That movie was so well paced that nothing felt like it lagged. I think if you trim some of this back, and that's the thing, pull out some of the characters that don't need to be there. Like Captain Jack, right? Pull out some of the cray-cray, and I think you have a much better streamlined movie. I think that there's some jokes that are there, and I do feel, and maybe this is just the tech geek in me, I found the audio mix on this film a little lacking and flat, but that's from an editor's point of view, and that's just me really kind of nitpicking, so it happens.
They could have brought up the Party by Myself music.
You just wanted more Hollywood Undead.
I absolutely always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So we've now gone through Highway to Havasu. We can take this film off the whiteboard now.
Yes.
See, told you. This is the year we attacked the whiteboard. But we got one last piece of business before we sign off for this episode. So, Carrie, who is your MVP of Highway to Havasu?
Well, you know who I want to pick, but I'm not going to pick.
Captain Jack?
I liked his friend Ice Cream Steve.
No,
he's not my MVP.
Don't make me go full Adam Driver on this.
You know what? It's tough because I came into this thinking I'm going to pick one of the friends, but I think you convinced me. I'm gonna go with Billy.
Okay.
Yeah, originally I was gonna pick Maxie, but Billy was fun. And Billy, he was hurting. He was kind of like, he just wanted to hook up with Amber. And
he had a crisis of confidence is what he had.
Did. And as, isn't that, it's funny. It's always like the funny friend that always kind of struggles the most to like.
It's the overcompensation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even though I really wanted I wanted Billy to get together with Michelle. That would have been that would have been a good match. That would have been a good couple, one that lasts. But also, Billy is my MVP as well. Andrew Frommer freaking nailed. Like, again, if we're looking at the road trip template or the hijinks movie template, this is the Jeremy Piven role in PCU. This is the Dean Cameron in Ski School. This is the role with the lines that you will repeat for days and months after you see the movie. Andrew Frommer freaking nailed that. But I mean, I'll give a shout out to Julia Austin, who played Mindy, because her character was cute, and you made her want to, you made her that weird, awkward, first love thing for Maxie kind of work out well. But no, it's Andrew Frommer. Absolutely. Carrie, thank you so much for this. And to you, our dear listeners, well, you guys know the drill. If there's a movie out there that you think is unfairly maligned or is so bad that there is no way in Lake Havasu that we can find anything good to say about it, hit us up on social media at NotThatBadcast or go to our website, NotThatBadcast.com. And while you're there, if you haven't already, check out our episode where we go through the Hollywood Undead discography on There Can Only Be One. Until next time, she's Carrie, I'm Jay. You guys are awesome. This is It's Not That Bad, a proud member of the Pantheon Podcast Network. Take care.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities, so do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.